What's going on, good people? What's going on, my geeks, my nerds, my thinkers? How y'all feeling? Hopefully everybody good out there, man. This your boy Corey, man. Welcome to another episode, another installment of the Geeks 1% Club.
We don't accept it. Well, that is, we reject it. Yeah. Geek gang. Geek gang. This that Geeks 1% Club. You can't sit with us, step up. Big brain, big data, big dub.
What's going on? What's going on? How y'all been? Everybody good? Okay. That's all I be wanting to hear, that everybody good, man. You know, if you ain't good today, I promise you're going to be good tomorrow. We just got to change the mindset, that's all. But I hope everything good otherwise. I hope everything generally is okay with everybody. Shout out to everybody that's been tuning in. Shout out to everybody that's been supporting. Shout out to everybody that liked the post, shared the post, purchased a piece of merch, simply hit my DM and told me, hey, bro, keep going. I appreciate it. You know what I'm saying? I appreciate it. I'm doing this for y'all. You know what I'm saying? I'm doing this for the thinkers. I'm doing this for the people that, see life just a little bit differently. That always get up every single day and try to be at least 1% better than they was yesterday. Because that's the goal. We ain't got to be nothing crazy. We ain't looking for leaps and bounds. We just looking for effort. We looking for intention. So, yeah, man, that's what this is about. The Geeks 1% Club. If this is your first episode, welcome in. Like I say, this is something that I feel like we need. You know what I'm saying? This is something I feel like we all got to kind of try to do together. Even if it's not this platform, if it's somebody else that's speaking positive, if it's somebody else that's encouraging you to do something different, encouraging you to grow, then tune in, man. Tap in, lock in, take notes, and start trying to make adjustments and changes that align with your purpose and who you're supposed to be. Because that's what we're supposed to be doing here, figuring out why we here, and then fulfilling that purpose. So, yeah, man, I'm here to aid you in that. I'm here to help however I can. So, speaking of growth, today's episode, we're going to be talking about growing, man. We're going to be talking about trying to evolve, making that change into something else, something totally different. A different species, a different animal, something that's necessary, that's needed for the climate we in, for the future we headed toward, for the loved ones that we got close to us, man. We all got to grow. We all got to try to figure out how to get past the plateau. How to get past the plateau. You feel me? Because, the stage you in is not the end. That's not it. That's not it. It's more. It's more. You can always push more, past that threshold. And it's just a few things I feel like that help us do that. You know what I'm saying? It's certain things that we have to do, certain ways we have to be. It's a certain mindset we got to have in order to accomplish this, I feel like, man. So when we're talking about growth, and it's something I always touch on, you got to be curious. You know what I'm saying? You got to be curious. You got to be inquisitive. You got to be a sponge. You got to be absorbing information, figuring out what's useful and what's not. But you got to be curious. You got to be asking questions. This is going to require you to dig deep inside of yourself and to be vulnerable. It takes vulnerability to be curious, because you got to be willing to accept information. You got to be willing to go and do the research to figure out what's real and what's not. This is all part of being curious. This is all part of growth. Me personally, I can't hear nothing without going to look it up. You can't just tell me something. I'm not that kind of person. You can't just be like, oh, this is how this works, and then I just take it for face value. No. I go do my research, I figure out my own understanding, and then I move on that. And that's all based on my curious nature, because I feel like that's vital. Say somebody tell you something and then it just leads you to your detriment, then what? You didn't follow your curious nature. You didn't look inside yourself. So growth is going to require exploring uncharted waters. It's going to require going inside and figuring out who you are and what's real. That's just my opinion. It's Sometimes it's gonna be something that doesn't feel good. It's not gonna feel natural sometimes. It's gonna be like, damn, I'm doing too much. But growth requires discomfort. You know, it ain't always gonna be cushy and comfortable. You know, it's gonna be something that you're gonna have to step outside your comfort zone in order to discover. Man, like, think about it. If it was easy to grow, if it was easy to evolve into something better than what you are, everybody would be doing it. And we would always see, different stages of life with people. We would always see different versions of people every time you see them. But that's not the case. Sometimes you see people, they at the same stage. Sometimes you see people and they've reverted back to a stage. And then sometimes you see people and they done surpassed everything that you thought they would be, and they something totally different. And it's like, whoa. It's going to require discomfort, because you got to go in there and you got to find it. Sometimes you can find it outside of yourself, but this is motivation. We're talking discipline. We're talking going in, setting something in stone within yourself so that you can grow, so that you can build on it. It's a foundation that you definitely have to build, man. Another thing, growth is, like I say, your comfort zone limits you. You know what I'm saying? It makes you feel like, hey, this is the end all be all. I'm good where I'm at. As long as I'm good where I'm at, I'm good where I'm at, right? But it's like, nah, man, in order to push the threshold, it's going to take for you to change your environment, man. You got to change things. A different scene will sometimes spark inspiration. When you're around the same things and you're around the same environment, the same people, the same messages, the same influences, it'll keep you in the same spot, man. You can't just keep looking at the same things, man. You gotta look at different things. You gotta see different things. You gotta meet different people. That way you can get different perspectives on different things, and then you can do more absorbing, implement that curiosity stable, and keep going with that and trying to figure out exactly what's real and what's not. But this is gonna require you to get uncomfortable and change that environment, man. For real. If you always in the house all the time, the four walls ain't gonna give you what you need. You gotta get outside. You gotta get around different people. You gotta get around different environments, different influences, so that your brain can do different things. See, the mind has to be stimulated. And if you're not stimulating it, you're not growing. You're not growing. You're just being repetitive. It's a repetitive state of mind. It's like you just doing the same thing over and over, going over the same knowledge over and over and over. That's not going to get you nowhere. That's not going to help you to grow. So in my opinion, man, let's change up that environment, If you're stuck in the house all the time, let's get outdoors sometimes, man. Let's get some vitamin D. Let's start meeting different people. Let's start jumping in different circles. Let's just start exploring different things so that you can have a better understanding of who you are. Because in order for you to grow, you got to place yourself in different situations so that you can understand how you react in them, so that you can understand where you belong in them. All of these things help you to grow. So do that, man. It's going to help. I feel like it's going to help. If you're a person that's always outside in the mix, always in people's face, always listening to different things, then maybe it's time for you to change your environment in order to grow. Maybe it's time for you to lock in and get into that solitude state of mind and get inside. Lock in with your computer and your studies and your books and your notebook, and really lock back into who you are. See, don't get it twisted, man. Just because people are outside all the time don't mean they're growing. You can get stuck in that too. So you got to explore different parts of yourself. Put yourself in different parts, different environments, different places, and see what's going on with you for real. That way you really learn who you are. Yeah, man. Like I said, it ain't leaps and bounds. I don't think it's leaps and bounds. I don't think it's something that's supposed to just happen. It ain't going to happen overnight. It ain't going to be something that you just wake up and be like, okay, I'm a different person. The person that I was is left in yesterday. It's like, no, it don't work like that. Small improvements, they work for me. I ain't going to take it all at one time. I'm going to take small improvements. I'm going to take my time. I'm going to figure out my weaknesses. I'm going to figure out my strengths. And then I'm going to start chopping away small things, small improvements, small things. They carry you a long way, man. That's what this whole platform is about, being 1% better than yesterday. You feel me? You don't gotta be like, you see some people, man. I've been seeing this one trend too, where you got the guy, he runs, he's a runner, and he's like, we're gonna do 10K today, and then he start off and it's like 1K down, and it's like 4K down. We getting there, but it's like he's not sweating. It's not real. You know what I'm saying? There's nothing real about it. It's like, nah. We like to see the whole struggle of it all. We like to see you do, the first mile and then be like, this is what I need to do to get better in order to get to 2. We see the struggle, we see the pain, we see the sweat, we see the climb, we see the growth. See, small improvements, man, that's more inspirational than anything, because it shows people that you dedicated to something. It shows yourself that you actually making a change. It's a real change from within, the person that you becoming. Man, my thing is, it's about who you become, not the achievements. Everybody chasing money. Money is important. You need money to live and survive. So we're not going to sit up here and act like money ain't important. But it's not everything. It's not everything. To me, money is an achievement. It's something like, okay, it's a tool. It's something that you've earned and acquired. But it's not who you are. You know what I'm saying? Who you are is what you do with it. Do you help people? Do you try to make people's situation better? Do you try to get things that'll aid you in becoming a better person? Like, it's about intention. It's about who you are. So it's not about the achievements. It's not about what you can gain and acquire. It's about who you are. It's about who you become, who you turn into. That's growth. That's real growth. To me, who you become is more important than what you have, than what you can get. It don't mean nothing. Not to me, not to a geek. Because, see, a thinker understands that whatever I acquire, whatever I get, it can be gone tomorrow. But a geek, a thinker, he can go get it back again, and then again, and then again, and keep rolling with the tides and the waves of life, and understanding that it's ups and it's downs. But we're going to think our way through it. We're going to have understanding of ourselves. That way we have an understanding of how to move out here and how to maneuver. See, that's growth, man. So I feel like we're going to always keep growing. We're going to always be trying to learn new things in this life. It's always going to be new lessons to be learned. It's always going to be new obstacles we got to climb over. But as long as we getting tools along the way, as long as we learning the lessons along the way, as long as we getting understanding of ourselves and we growing along the way, then I think we're going to be good. Because that's the whole understanding of life to me, is to help people figure out a way to become a better version of yourself. And to keep doing that, to master that. And I think if we could do that, we'd be good. We'd be good, man. But that's my spiel for today. Nothing crazy, nothing long, just straight to the point, man. Today was about growth. Today was about staying rooted and thinking infinite. See, if you stay grounded in your beliefs and in your true self, then your mind will take you places you can never imagine, man. Things that you never thought were possible. We just got to dedicate ourselves to being what? 1% better than we was yesterday, man. Let's grow together. I'm here to help. I'm looking for help too. So if there's ways you feel like you can add to what I'm doing, and things that you feel like you can help with this movement and this mission of helping people, tap in, man. Holla at me. This ain't just for me. This for you. So let's grow together. Let's do things never imagined. And as always, let's change the perception one impression at a time. Y'all have a good one, man.
This that Geeks 1% club. You can't sit with us, step up. Big brain, big data, big dog.